Hey, Carnivore Hunters, this is Doug.
And this is Rick. So, Doug and I came across this video we want to share with you. It's not a reaction video, it's more of a kind of, what are you talking about, dude? Video. So,
Yeah.
um, he's a nice guy, but his message is a little conflicting. And so, we just wanted to kind of break this video down and see if you can help us figure out what his message was. This message or this video came out in 2023, and we just came across it recently. And so, without you got anything you want to add before we get started, Doug?
No, just fire it off.
All right, here we go.
The weirdest diet trend of 2023 has to be the carnivore diet.
So this is not. We stopped this video really quick already. You can see, but this is not a weird trend in 2023. This carnivore diet has been going on for at least a decade, and there's even that rancher woman, Doug. I can't remember her name.
I
She's
don't remember it
been
either.
she's been carnivore for 50 or 60 years, or maybe even 70 years now. She's an older lady, and this is not a new diet.
Yeah, I think it's catching on, and he may be just hearing about it for the first time. But Dr. Baker's book was over, I think it was 8 or 9 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Michaela and Jordan Peterson have been talking about it for at least 5 or 6 years. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not brand new just because you're hearing about it for the first time.
Yeah, it's gaining momentum. We'll just leave it at that for now. Here we go.
Now, elimination diets are nothing new. Clinicians have used them for decades with people with autoimmune conditions, allergies, and major gut disorders. They give you a list of the top 10 most offensive food from an allergy perspective, and you start knocking them out one by one, hoping you don't have to knock everything off the list and end up eating just meat. But some people are so sick that's the only option. So it's really strange that people are promoting a carnivore diet as an optimal human diet when it's actually a sick person's diet.
Yeah, I think he's missing the point here. What we found is we're really been getting sick because of all the crap we've been sold on eating with the food pyramid and everything over the last several decades. And so many people are finding new pathways to health and clearing up conditions that they didn't think would ever clear up. I know that's true for me and my brother, my wife. We've all had things clear up that we thought we were stuck with just because we were getting older. And granted, I did come to this as with to do an elimination diet with my wife. It's just kind of a show of solidarity as she was going through something a little bit more difficult because she did have some severe gut issues. This diet did clear all of that up, but it cleared up so much more for us that we just don't want to come off of it anymore.
Yeah, no doubt. Like Doug said, man, we're living proof of this, and we're putting our testimonies out there, just like all the other what I like to call everyday Joes like us. When I started to lose weight, and when I was watching the everyday Joes and listening to their testimonies, I can tell you that we have cured all the same ailments that they had. And this guy, he's obviously still in that mindset that red meat and saturated fat is going to kill you. I say this all the time. That, man, we've been lied to about that. And you can go back all the way back to the Ansel Keys studies. Read up on that guy. That's where all the lies started about our optimal health. Okay, here we go.
Go ahead and push it again. Yeah.
Stranger still is many carnivore advocates are promoting beef as the optimal choice. If you were to look at the empirical evidence suggesting which types of meats, or more accurately, which type of animal would produce the optimal food for humans, for sure you're going to land on wild game or more likely fish, not an Angus cow or a heifer beef.
So something that just caught me, Doug, that we didn't catch before is what empirical evidence are you talking about?
Right.
Put it in your link below, dude. I mean, so Doug and I would agree with you that, at one point we would have said the wild game was probably the best for you. What we're finding out is you need the you need the fat as well. And the wild game is very lean meat.
Yeah, if you're not eating those carbohydrates, you have to get in the fat for the energy.
Yeah, so our ancestors that were hunting the wild meat constantly, maybe they were getting their fat through the organs that we eat on a once in a blue moon, where they were probably eating it all the time, the bone marrow, all that. Who knows how they were getting their fat, but we know now, and that's the 80-20 or the 70-30 meat. That's what we eat now. We're before we learned about this carnivore diet, uh, we were eating all the lean stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the fish, that another great source. But with the seafood today, uh, you need to limit the bigger fish that you eat because of all the heavy metals and all the other crap in our water these days. You're better off going with sardines, mackerel, and those smaller fish because they've obviously got a shorter life, and they're not going to be as full of those heavy metals and other junk that's in our water. And it's a great natural resource for your omega-3s.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, if you really wants to talk about empirical evidence, how would he explain fish for, not all ancient tribal peoples had access to fish on a regular basis. I mean, you just go back to the Native Americans in the Midwest of the United States. They were more likely eating, bison, bear, uh, white-tailed deer, that sort of thing, to get in their nutrients, just because there's just, unless they were lucky enough to come across a stream that had some trout in it or something, they were eating mostly the red meat. And then before that, again, evidence shows us that most people across the globe were eating mammoth. And that is a big, heavy animal that most likely had lots of fat in it. So, and probably my guess is mammoth probably tastes very similar to what our modern beef tastes like. It's just an educated guess on my part, but I'd be willing to bet on that.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what he's got to say here at the end.
Yeah.
That's just weird. Now, all of this is just commentary. Of course,
Just
if you're
weird.
getting good results eating tomahawk steak and salt every night, far be it from me to criticize. But my prediction is that in 2024, this diet trend, poof, it'll be gone.
Well, sure does sound like you're criticizing, dude. But I, again, we're halfway through 2024 here. It's not gone anywhere. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. We're just now taking off, and just because you just found out about it doesn't mean that it's a brand new fad. It's just something that you're just hearing about for the first time. And those of us who have tried it and given it an honest shot, I don't know many people who have really gone onto carnivore and then decided they couldn't stick with it.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe he was speaking in generalities. Maybe he knows it's been around for a little bit. But here we are halfway through 2024. And since Doug and I have started this channel, I have seen dozens, literally a lot more people coming online on YouTube to talk about their experiences on this diet. And so the guy is yoga body. I don't know what his name is. He's just regurgitating what he's been taught all this time, and hasn't looked outside his box to see what other people are doing and research the benefits of that.
Right. And, I would encourage him, if for some reason you end up here in this yoga body, give it a shot. Try it for even just try it for 30 days. I would recommend most people go out 90 days, but I understand being a skeptic. If you really want to see why people are doing this, give it a shot. Try it for 30 days and then tell us you can't figure out why people are doing it.
Yeah, I
Or
agree.
try to.
Yeah. Well, carnivore hunters, let us know what you think in the comments about this below. Share it with your friends and see what they think. I'm sure this guy meant well. We're not, we're not here to beat anybody up, but when you're making statements like that, and based on empirical evidence, show your back up.
Cite your resources.
Yeah. So, anyways, carnivore hunters, thanks for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Have a good one, guys.